Yes, welcome to my high-end and frequency business podcast. My name is Lisette from the Netherlands, and I'm an international trained high-end success medium and a high-end and frequency business coach. Throughout my podcast series, I help ambitious, empathetic coaches who aim for high-end success, fulfillment, and ultimate life and business mastery. Absolutely living and thriving from their stardust potential. I'll give you the tips, the tools, and energy shifts you need to shift to the next level of impact, abundance, freedom, and absolute energy joy. So I hope you're ready to shift with me. Let's go. Timeline shifting from inner knowing, how to shift your reality through one simple daily action. In this episode, we're going to talk about the timelines concept from the quantum field. We're going to learn how to choose your timeline. We're going to learn how you can influence it from a place of inner knowing. And you're going to learn how the non-negotiable success mindset becomes your capsule for time travel. And you're going to discover how to energetically become bulletproof. The show notes of this episode you can find at lisettelucas.com/B35 and download also totally free my Lisette Lucas app for iOS and Android. Yes, a very warm welcome to my high-end and frequency business podcast number 35 already. Today we're going to talk about timelines and better yet, how to choose your timeline. Because if you step into the frequency of the proven fact that everything is energy and that energy can't be destroyed, only change shape and form, then you can also step into the knowledge that all possibilities already exist on a 5-dimensional level. And no, it's not visible to the physical 3D eye either, but in the energetic quantum field of infinite possibilities, it's already there. So now you know, okay, my multiple 6 and 7-figure business is already there. It's already out there. And now you can say, okay, I can see it. I can feel it. It's somewhere out there. But the biggest question is, how do I get there? Well, very simple, by making the frequency shift to that timeline. Yes, and I know it sounds simple. And it is simple, but I didn't say it's easy, because your most dominant frequency determines whether you can or cannot step onto that timeline. And yes, you heard it right. Your most dominant frequency is your energetic home. That's how I call it. And that's where the transformation and shift has to take place. So if you're not there where you want to be at this moment of time, and I know you're not there because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. If you're not there, that means that where the transformation and shift has to take place is your energetic home. So now I understand your next question. Okay, Lisette, sounds great, but how do I do that? Well, I'm going to give you also a simple answer. And don't get me wrong, when I say simple, it doesn't mean it's easy, but it's doable. Yeah? So how do you do that? How do you shift to the timeline? Well, simply by doing the work. And this is what I do. This is my field of expertise, and this is what I train my students and members in. Because here in this area, around that emotional, energetic home, that's where you have to make the paradigm shift. And you do that by shifting your hopes and desires and wants to deep knowing, to a deep inner knowing that what you want, what you desire, what you wish for, that it's already here in an irreversible reality. And that you have that inner knowing, like it's going to be like this, so that you already can step into that timeline and live that desired timeline through your imagination, through visualization, because the pictures you make in your head and the words you say to yourself have a direct effect on your energy, on your frequency, on your emotions, sensations, and that shifts your reality immediately. So might I say as well, be careful what you think. Be careful what you think. So the most important thing to remember from this podcast is divine inner knowing. Step into that divine inner knowing. And from that place, with that divine inner knowing pulsating through you, emanating from you. You are consistent, you are disciplined, and you are driven from that deep, deep knowing. And in that place where that inner knowing resides, from that divine place, the doubt, the fear, the procrastination, the excuses, they can't even exist there. They can touch your reality. And well, we have to be honest, we are all human, so we are touched by all those types of emotions and situations and circumstances. But you can also choose to step into that non-negotiable attitude. And that's what it is. You have to step into that mindset, that success mindset, that it's a non-negotiable, that you live from that deep inner knowing. So remember to step into the success mindset from that deepest, deepest inner knowing, that divine inner knowing that's already there, and that everything is available for you at this moment in time. And that it's an absolute non-negotiable to go into that fear or doubt or procrastination field. You don't go there. Because when you go there, you recognize it. And that all has to do with living below or above the golden line. And you can download my Above the Golden Line hypnotation, my method, completely for free, because then you start to understand the difference between the energies and the frequencies. But remember to make it a non-negotiable. The success mindset is there. It's there from a deep inner knowing. And that's the force, the energy that's going to drive you forward. And that's going to shift you to that timeline. And of course, I know it sounds simple like this, but it's really important to remember that it won't be easy, because you have to do the work. And of course, I can make it easier for you when you know how to apply the energetic tools. And something that always stands out, and I remember, and this happened last week, my students always say when they experience and share something heavy or difficult or draining in their lives, and they ask me, Lisette, what can I do with it? Do you have any tips or tools or anything? And I look at the situation, I turn it around so that they can work through it. And then they say to me, but yeah, Lisette, you're always so positive. And then I'm like, no, that's not it. I'm not positive. You know what I am? I'm disciplined. I've done the work to reprogram myself to, if something happens, to immediately shift my timeline. And yes, I do the work on a daily basis. So I do reprogramming work on a daily basis. So don't underestimate that. You have to do the work. Yeah. Otherwise, we go back to that old programming, and that won't take you any step further. So if you aim for that high timeline, you have to do the work. You have to rewrite and override those earthly beliefs and earthly programming. Yeah, so I trained myself to let divine knowing lead me instead of the earthly fear programming. And this is the most important lesson you have to take in. And if you have difficulties doing this on your own, or if you're a fear-led person, well, I understand, of course, because I've been there. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have discovered all these tools. So I can absolutely help you to shift this, to break through this, and to step above the golden line as well. So you can step into your bulletproof timeline capsule. How does that sound? And with which you embody the inner knowing to every fiber and cell of your being. Because then you make the pictures in your head of where you want to be. You make the pictures, you feel it in your body, your energy resonates it and emanates it, and then it becomes your reality. So then your timeline will become your reality in no time, in collapsed time. Yeah, remember, it's not something you have to move towards. You're pulling it in. You're pulling it in, you become magnetic when you use that inner knowing magnet. Yes, and remember as well, the choice is always yours at every moment in time, wherever you are. Yeah, and that makes it worthwhile. So the choice is yours. So if you want to know more, if you want to learn more about this and how you can use it for your own reprogramming, please send me a DM or comment with the word timeline when you're absolutely ready to become a bulletproof timeline shifter too. Well, in the show notes at www.lisettelucas.com/B35, you can find all the links as well for the Above the Golden Line method and free hypnotation, really powerful. So you can start shifting immediately. And I look absolutely forward to meeting you or seeing you again. Thanks so much for listening or watching. And please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss an episode. Well, I wish you good luck, and remember, choose to shift your timeline. And if you need help, if you need support, I'm here for you with absolutely powerful, proven tools, techniques, and systems. Yes, see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to my high-end and frequency business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas, and if you want to join my EnergyJoy world, please drop me a DM, and really looking forward to connect.